So in this meditation, we're beginning to notice that all thought that arises is to do with it's basically the ego in its death throes, wanting to remain in control, pulling us back with the story of me, whether that's about the past or the imagined future. And here we get lost in body identification, story identification, my problems, my pain. And this brings a sense of contraction. But yet when we are aware, we're witnessing, we're the seer observing these thoughts that are arising, but stepping off the mind train onto the neutral platform and letting them fall into the background, becoming completely disinterested, or whether the body's tugging with pain or discomfort, apart from perhaps moving to allow the body to be more comfortable, but not letting a sensation then start a whole tirade of thought. Oh, that my hip, I hope I don't have to have a hip operation, or a, how the mind goes. And just continually dropping back into that sense of being without being identified as a body or a mind or emotions that may have risen from the thought patterns. Seeing that whole play of how the ego wants to keep us trapped and small into being identified with the body, identified with the thoughts, the thinking process, identified with our story. But it's really only when all of this goes and we are free and we have allowed an opening to drop into the whole field without the limitation and constriction of a body mind. And this is where we are free. And when we live here by the grace of the divine, that can then flow in, there's access. It's like a doorway to grace. And miracles can occur in our lives, a deep sense of faith and trust in love and loving presence, and the unfolding of life begins to grow, and then it's like stepping into that, the unknown, but at the same time feeling as if we're held in the palm of the divine. So it's so beautiful when we come to that place of surrender. Really, that's what we're talking about. It's not something we can do intellectually. We can't say, oh, I'm going to surrender now. It's something that occurs as an unfolding, a falling away, a dropping away of interest in the world and interested in me and my problems, and all the space that has taken up in our lives can then, prana energy and beautiful free consciousness can flow in, and life just opens in quite a magnificent way. And we learn to live not knowing what's going to happen next and trusting that whatever happens each day is perfect and exactly offering pointers for us to go deeper and deeper into this beautiful surrender into love. Mm. Sitting comfortably for a meditation. And take a deep breath in. Breathe out slowly, settling into your seat. Ensuring that the body is comfortable enough to rest in stillness now. As we move into sacred silence, in this meditation, letting go of the story of me and my story. So as we allow presence to grow, set aside anything you've done on this day. Put aside any plans for an imagined future. And allow all your energy and awareness to be here in this now moment. Notice if thought does come in, that it's usually about me. Perhaps there's a problem or issue you're dealing with in your life. Just step off the mind train. Come into the neutral place of the witness and open to presence. Resting in this moment. Awareness will notice the body seated for meditation. As awareness, the seer may notice there are sensations occasionally in the body. Pay them no attention. As we drop into this sense of being without a personal identity, Notice that if thought arises and there's an awareness of thought, that each thought has one thing in common, and that is you, the body-mind, and the story of me. And each thought in the story reinforces the sense of the separate egoic self. The identity of me, the person, as a separate entity. Pay these thoughts no attention. Let them fall into the background. Let go of interest. Instead, in these meditations, we're allowing a sense of open, aware presence with no individual separate identity. No mind. As awareness becomes aware of these distractions from the personal self, from the egoic self, let them melt away. Awareness resting in a neutral place, an open place of the heart of awareness. Nothing to do, nothing to achieve. Nothing right or wrong. Simply resting as awareness in sacred silence. as there is a melting away of boundaries here. No boundary between body and space. A sense of one, boundless and limitless. Spacious. There is a resting here as we let go of effort. And if the separate self or the egoic self tugs with thoughts, with plans, with reminiscing, let it go. Drop into this moment. All thought has to do with a past or a future which no longer exist. And as we bring our meditation to a close now, allowing our attention to contract back into body awareness. Awareness of the body sitting on a chair or perhaps the floor. Awareness of the space. Noticing input through the senses of touch, hearing, smelling, perhaps inner sight, or if your eyes are open, outer sight. And take a deep breath in and out. Namaste.